Hi, and welcome back to the Jewish Home of Rochester. This training video will help you prep for your meal service and understanding what you need to do to prep. We will be going through all the prep for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. We will also be talking about portion control, sanitation, and how a plate should look when being served to a resident. The next set of items that will be shown are how your meal prep needs to look like. Let's talk about deli meat sandwiches. Go through the tickets and see if any sandwiches ask for a certain type of bread. If it does not say it, the sandwich can be made on white sliced bread. The deli meat amount is 3 ounces or 3 slices. On the side of the plate, you will then add 1 piece of leaf lettuce and 2 thin slices of tomato. The RST or nurse will put the condiment packet on the side as well. This will let the resident decide what they want on their sandwich. For an egg, chicken, tuna, or crab salad sandwich, you will need 3 ounces of salad in between the bread with the lettuce and tomato on the side. All sandwiches do not get cheese on them unless they specify they want it. All sandwiches need to be cut in half from corner to corner. If you see on your ticket that you have a modified diet like, for example, ground, no lettuce and tomato, and puree, there are pureed egg and tuna salad in the cooler to use. Now we will be going through the salads. For a chef salad, you'll need 4 ounces of mixed greens, 2 slices of turkey, corned beef, and Swiss cheese all cut into thin slices, 3 grape tomatoes sliced in half, and 4 slices of cucumber. Place the lettuce on the plate and then add the deli meat and cheese and then top with the grape tomatoes and cucumber. The RST or nurse will put the dressing on side of the plate. For julienne chicken salad, same as the chef salad, expect in place of the deli meat you will use 1 grilled chicken breast. Sometimes the residents want a lighter choice and they will get a cottage cheese and fruit plate. You'll first place the lettuce on the plate and a 4-ounce scoop of cottage cheese onto the lettuce. You'll then grab the 4-ounce scoop of fruit, which is the diced melon and pineapple, and put it on the other side. Then garnish with fresh strawberries. Cover and place in the cooler until service. For a ground option, you'll use cottage cheese and canned fruit. For garden salad, you will need 2 ounces of mixed greens, 2 grape tomatoes halved, and 2 cucumbers halved. Place the mixed greens into a soup bowl and then place the half tomatoes and cucumbers on top. The RST or nurse will put the dressing on the side. For all the sides that go in a clear tulip cup will be a 4-ounce portion. These include pasta salad. This comes pre-packaged and needs to have a 2 to 3 ounce scoop into the clear tulip cup. Applesauce, you'll need 4 ounces from the jar. Fruit cup, the fresh fruit consists of honeydew, cantaloupe, melon, and pineapple. You can find it in the cooler in the main kitchen. There's also pureed fruit in the dry storage if needed again. Use a tulip cup and fill 4 ounces to the top. These need to be prepped and covered on ice for the RST and nurses to pass out with the meals. The next set of items will be for hot food items. These items will be cooked either on the griddle or in the i5 oven. The next training video will cover how to use and clean the equipment. Next, we'll be talking about breakfast. For egg sandwiches, this will be made on the griddle. Once the griddle is heated, spray a spot with Pam spray and crack 1 egg onto the table. Make sure that the egg is fully cooked through and that there are no runny parts in the egg, even the yolk. Then place a croissant or other specified bread on the griddle to toast. Once the egg is set, place a slice of American cheese on the egg, then place on the croissant or other specified bread. Keep warm in the warmer. For hash browns, place the frozen hash brown on the black mat for the i5 oven. Place in the oven, then in the menu, choose JSL breakfast and then hash brown. It will start cooking and then let you know when it is done. For sausage, place the frozen sausage on the black mat for the i5 oven. Place in the oven, then in the menu, choose JSL breakfast and then sausage. It will start cooking and then let you know when it is done. French toast, this will come out of the freezer and then you will place in the toaster and cook until done. For poached eggs, you will use the microwave and then the poached egg maker. You'll first spray with cooking spray, crack an egg in each well, add a little water to each egg. Then close lid and place in microwave, cook in 30-second intervals. For pancakes, you will cook these pancakes in the microwave since they are frozen for 30-second intervals. You will do 2 per plate. Waffles, just like at home, place into toaster until done. Each plate will get 1/4 of the waffle. If the resident is just having waffles, then they will get 2 quarters. Now let's talk about lunch and dinner. When cooking these items for the lunch or dinner meal, all these items are made in the i5 oven. Everything is all preset into the oven, so you just have to follow the meal. When using the i5 oven, make sure you have the silicone black mat. When ready, place the food on the mat and place it in the oven. You will then choose JSL menu on the screen and then choose the food item you are cooking. The oven will then automatically start cooking and a timer will turn on, letting you know when the food will be done. Once again, the oven will let you know and then you can take out your food. If you do not need your food right away, then you can place the food in the Alto Sham food warmer until needed. For burgers, cheeseburgers, and veggie burgers, when doing burgers, just like sandwiches, place a leaf lettuce and tomato on the side. If cheese needs to be added, then you will add the cheese after it is cooked and the cheese will melt in the warmer. When plating, grab a hamburger bun and place the burger patty on the bun and leave the top off and to the side. With ground, they will not be getting the lettuce and tomato on sandwiches or burgers. For hot dogs, when the hot dog is finished in the oven, plate on the plate in a hot dog bun. Condiments will be added from the RST and or nurses. Pizza. When the pizza is done in the oven, place on the plate and cut into 4 equal pieces. For baked chicken sandwiches, once done, the chicken breast will go on a hamburger bun with lettuce and tomato on the side. Now let's talk about grounds and purees. There are some residents that have a special diet that includes ground or puree foods. These diets are for residents that have a hard time chewing or swallowing their food. On their meal ticket, it will say if they are ground, puree, or regular diet. Then the item will be highlighted telling you that it is a very special made item. Ground is soft, tender, or ground meat. There are no fresh fruits or vegetables. Puree is all foods that are pureed to a soft and smooth consistency. These diets may need additional condiments to add moisture and flavor. Now let's talk about meal temps. Before every meal service, all food that is being served needs to have their temperature taken and recorded, as well as the coolers and the freezers. Each unit kitchen has a thermometer and a temperature log for all 3 meals. When taking a temperature, put the metal part of the thermometer into the food item, making sure that you do not touch the metal pan. All hot food must have a holding temperature of at least 165 degrees. If the food item does not touch 165 degrees, then that food item needs to be heated more to get to that temperature. All cold items need to have a holding temperature of 40 degrees or below. Anything frozen needs to be below 32 degrees. If anything is higher than the designated temperature, they need to be cooled down by putting them in a cooler or freezer. When cold items are out, like drinks, fruit cups, and salads need to be on ice. Anything like a sandwich or burger needs to be in a cooler. When serving food, we have to make sure that hot and cold food is not served on the same plate. For example, French toast in a fruit cup. The French toast will cool faster and then the fruit will get warm. Now let's talk about portion control and meal plates. Our food is portioned out so we do not have a lot of food waste, and to make sure that the residents are getting enough food on their plate as well. We will be going through the portion sizes so you will have a strong knowledge of how much to give a resident. When serving soup, you will be using a 6-ounce ladle. Make sure you stir the soup as the soup can settle. You want to make sure that you get all the ingredients and not just the broth. When serving a meal plate, you need to follow this criteria. For protein, it is usually 3 or 4 ounces or 1 piece of the protein, like chicken breast. If it is a protein and starch like pasta and meatballs, then you will need to have 6 ounces to make sure you get enough of both the starch and the protein. When doing a starch, it is 4-ounce scoop. If it is something that's pre-portioned like hash brown, it will be 1 piece per plate. Vegetables are also a 4-ounce scoop. Always make sure to check the ticket because some residents have altered portion sizes. Example, some have half portions and some have double portions. These portions must be provided. Here are some examples of how a plate should look. The food is portioned in the main kitchen and then put into hot boxes. Each floor will have the correct portioned items for them to serve. We will always give them a few extra portions of each item in case they have last-minute guests or a resident decides to have something different. When food is being transported either to a resident or to a kitchen, it needs to be covered. If a meal is going to a resident, there are plastic covers that need to go over every plate. We also have disposable plastic and paper covers for soup, salads, and beverages. Also, plastic wrap can be used to cover food items when being transported from one area to another. Just make sure that the item is labeled and dated. Now let's talk about sanitation. The last part of this video is about food sanitation. We follow strict New York Department of Health and Monroe County of Health laws. Hand washing. Always make sure you have clean hands. Always wash your hands whenever your hands are soiled. Gloves. When preparing food, gloves need to be worn, especially when preparing food that is not being cooked. This is so the food that is being prepared does not get contaminated. When storing food, it is vital that all food is labeled and dated. This is so we know when the food was made or when it will go bad. This is very important so we do not get any residents sick. Our residents have weaker immune systems and can be more prone to getting infections and illnesses. So how do we know when to throw out food? When you go into your cooler and see something that is older than 3 days, it needs to be thrown out. If you do not see a date on a food item and are unsure, please just throw it out because we don't know when it was made and we don't want to risk someone getting sick. Thank you for watching the second part of our training videos. If you need any more information, please come see us and we can answer the questions that you may have.